Welcome to Exchange Server Administration. What is an SMTP connector? SMTP connector defines setting for inbound and outbound SMTP connections. Inbound SMTP connections are controlled by the receive connectors, whereas outbound SMTP connections are controlled by the send connectors. And you can manage SMTP connector in the Exchange Admin Center or through the Exchange Management Shell. So let's move to the server and have a look on SMTP connectors. So now we are on our Exchange server. If I go to the Exchange Admin Center, here you can see we have a receive connectors. Receive connectors are required to allow a mailbox server to receive SMTP messages, and the receive connectors are used to receive messages from the other Exchange organization through edge transport servers, application servers, POP, that is Post Office Protocol, Internet Message Access Protocol, that is IMAP, and the external mail server. And each receive connector has some settings. So let's have a look on those settings. If I go to the properties of this receive connector, inside the general, we have a name and the version of this, and the connector status is enabled. If you see here the protocol logging level, none or verbose. This setting allows you to enable or disable the protocol logging for this receive connector, and the default is none. And you also have a maximum receive message size. This defines the maximum message size that can be transported over this receive connector. By default it is 36 MB. And if we go to the security option, you can see we have authentication. This defines the authentication type that can be used with the connector, such as TLS, basic authentication, or integrated Windows authentication. And you can see the permission groups. This defines who is allowed to communicate by using this receive connector. For example, you can allow Exchange users or anonymous users. And if we go to the scoping option, we have a remote network setting. Remote network setting defines the IP address that are allowed to communicate by using this receive connector. This is the IP version 4. You can edit from here. And you can see the network adapter bindings as well. This defines the local IP address and the port number that the connector listen on for the connection. So you will find these settings with all the 5 connectors, and by default there are the 5 receive connectors. You can see the default forefront and the name of the server. If we see the option here, you can see the port 25 is there. This connector accepts connection from the SMTP senders over port 25, and this is the common messaging entry point into the Exchange organization. And this connector also accepts non-authenticated like anonymous connection and has a front-end transport role. Default receive connector. This works on the port 2525. If we go to the scoping, you can see the port is 2525, and this accepts the authenticated connection from mailbox server running the transport service and from the edge server also. And this connector has a hub transport role, and it accepts connection on the port 2525. If we see this client forefront with the server name, if I go to the properties of this and let's check the scoping, here we have a port number 587. And this connector also accepts the authenticated connection from clients such as Windows Mail for sending emails, and also listen on port 587, and this connector has a front-end transport role. If we check this one, client proxy server name. This connector accepts connection from front-end server, and it has a hub transport role, and it accepts the connection on port 465 and requires the authentication as well. And now this is the outbound proxy front-end. This connector accepts the messages from a send connector on a backend server with the front-end proxy enabled, and it accepts the connection on port 717. If we go and check for the send connector, by default there is no send connector created when you install the Exchange, and send connector are required for Exchange organization to deliver the message to other email system. Therefore, the message delivery within the Exchange organization is performed automatically without manually creating this send connector. This is required to send the message to the other email system like outside your organization on the other domain. As we do not have a send connector, let's try to create this send connector. You can click on add. Let me type the name as outbound, and here you can choose the type of the connector, intranet email, partner, or the custom. So we are going to create it for the internet. We want to send message to the internet, and click on next. Here you can choose the setting. Either you want your connector to route the message through the MX record associated with the recipient domain, or you can route it with the smart host. If you click with the smart host, you have to add the entry of the smart host. So right now we are just going to create it with the MX record, and let's click on next. Here the address space is required, and we will click on add. We will type the star here. Star means that this Exchange server will be allowed to send email to any domain outside the organization. Now let's click on next, and we have to add the server here. we have a EX02 2019. So let me add this and we'll click on OK and finish. Now our send connector has been created, and now our organization can send email outside the organization such as Gmail, Yahoo or MSN.com, etc. I hope now you know what are the receive connector and what are the send connector and how we can create the send connector. So let's meet in the next video.